we have a good time over here. We talk a lot of things over here, and we have a good time. And then at some point, debauchery comes, and then it's just all downhill from there.
Cause I rewound. I said, wait a minute. You got titties.
That's
Satana. Ashley was at home with the two Omen babies, Damien and Damien Jr. Hee ha, Damien 666, devil child. Because when you're the spawn of Beelzebub and Satana, that's what happens. The bearded lady, her mammy Sheila came over. Y'all want to know what the girls are saying? The girls are saying that this was a shoot for his OnlyFans that went awry. They went in there, they did the licky licky sucky sucky, you do me, I do you shit that Brashear do for his OnlyFans, and they filmed it down to the Homewood Suites. And the girls of the internet porn sketch, they'll tell you all the stories. You know, I did a whole video about how Lady G, Lindsey Graham, does the lines of coke off of the penises of the escorts down to the weekly Republican Party sex parties. You remember they shut down fucking Grindr when they had the RNC convention last summer. Child, listen. You talking blue pills, rhino pills, honey packs, and everything else known to man be rolling all through the streets of DC when they get ready to go to these good sex parties that they have. Y'all could have went and got something to eat. Y'all could have went and did something else with your life. You ain't have to watch. That's what we do. When y'all have y'all all white performances, maybe we go get us a eat. Some people go take them a smoke. Some people go get them a drink. Some people get a quickie in down to the bathroom. When you had somebody's Super Bowl party and you saw somebody cute and you told them to follow you in the bathroom so y'all can have a quickie while you suck them up, they suck you up, and you get a quick bust down, all in the 5 minutes that you that the halftime performance happened. Not that I would know anything about having a quick bust down at a Super Bowl party I was invited to. What do y'all want from me? What do y'all want from me? The man ain't shit. His cabinet ain't shit. And all of those acolytes and sycophants that happen to be black, what did you get for all of that ass kissing, for all of that slobbing his knob and hanging from his testicle hairs that y'all did? Y'all ain't get a goddamn thing.
Please listen. This is how we know there is a God that sits on high and looks down low. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me, because I knew that there was a God when I looked on the X, formerly known as the Twitter, and I saw it wasn't no more Sean. I knew there was a God when I looked on the Instagram, and there was no more Krishan. I knew there was a God when I looked on the snap of the chat, the snappity of the chappity, and looked, and there was no Krishan. I knew there was a God when I looked on the Facebook, the book of faces, Mark Zuckerberg's playground, and I saw that there wasn't a Krishan. My God today, my God today, my God today. Let the people say amen.
Hello. How the hell are you? Welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am L Teddy 27. Official, that is. And we are here for Run Your Mouth to give you all of the news, politics, headlines of the day. We'll do all of the things, give you all of the rundowns. If you would be so kind as to hit the like button so that we can have maximum infusion into said algorithm. Okay? You know, YouTube ain't gonna do us no favors over here. You know, them bitches ain't shit down to YouTube. They ain't doing us no goddamn favors. So we have to help ourselves, okay? We have to help ourselves. So if you would, please kindly, please ma'am, please sir, go on over there, do the stanky leg over to the like button and press it, okay? How's everyone doing today? Mm-hmm. Hey, Tamara. Hey, Jocelyn. Simera, how are you? Jason, what's good, bruh? Where you been? I ain't seen you in a minute. Hey, Janae. Hey, Terrence, what's good, bruh? Sherry, what's going on, Sherry? Hey, crazy homebody girl. Hey, Karen. What's up, Marty? Hey, Candace F. Now, where you been, Demetria? I was looking for you yesterday. Do you have an absent notice, okay? Because you skipped my class yesterday. I was looking for you. Mm-hmm. Hey, Complex 613. Hey, Carl. Ciao. What time it is over there, Carl? It's about 10 o'clock over there. Oh, this late night watching for you, Carl. It's about what, 10:07 over there? 10:08? Somewhere around there? Oh, you was at a graduation. Okay. Because we sure was looking for you. Was. You know we be looking for you. Do. Mm-hmm. Okay, I was right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ciao. Harold! Hey, Harold. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Are y'all ready to get this party started? We have a lot of things to cover. We have some sugar spiky. The sugar spike segment is very, very spiky today, okay? I'm just gonna be honest. Hey, Antonia. Well, we'll get right to it after we do our primary breakdown. Mm. Hey, Lock Queen. We love you still, Carl. Now, the good thing is, let us know if you falling asleep in bed with your significant other. You know what I'm saying? Now, you might tell us that you falling asleep. That don't mean you ain't laying in bed, but what you doing while you laying in bed? Who you got over there, Carl? Mm-hmm. Laid up with you, watching the show with you. That get you all flustered and get you distracted from the show. Mm-hmm. Well, congratulations, Antonia, to your daughter. That's a big milestone right there. We love graduations around here. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. We love graduations around here. Do, as someone who has had, if I include high school, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't go to that one, so I won't include that one. I've had 5 graduations if I include high school. If I would have went to one of them, it would have been 6, but I didn't go. One of them I didn't go to. I was like, send me my degree and my transcript. That's it. That's all. Oh, mm, oh, mm. I would just leave that right there, Carl. Mm-hmm. I see you got somebody over there wetting your whistle. Mm, child. But yes, congratulations to your daughter, Antonia. And Demetria, congratulations to the people that are graduating for you as well. I know she said she had one yesterday. She have another one today. So congratulations to the people uh, uh, that Demetria going to their graduations too. Hey, Miss Felicia. Hey, DPG. Mm. We got a lot to cover today, y'all. Was it hot? Listen, y'all. It was 90 degrees today. It was 90 degrees today here, and I'm not ready. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not ready for the summer. Mm-mm, mm-mm, nope. I'm not ready for the heat. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I have a strange suspicion it's about to be dumb hot. Like the kids say, dumb hot. hmm It's about to be dumb hot. I just feel like it's going to be a grotesquely hot summer. I'm not ready for this heat. Baby, listen, it's been upper 80s, low 90s there. And I don't like it. Hey, Lock Queen, I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be like Satan's nutsack over here. Yeah, tell her I said congratulations. We love her. Tell her we love her. hmm Charlie was 90 or 91 here today. It was 93 over there in D.C., child. Marty is 88 up there where you at? Child, it's finna be hot as shit this summer. Do y'all hear me? Mm. I don't know what happened in spring. It went straight from winter. Okay, here's summer. Get some. Winter acted like it didn't want to let go. It did. Winter did not want to let go. And now by the time it let go, it said, yeah, bitch, bask in the ninth level of hell, hoes. Y'all wanted me to go so bad. Get some of this shit then. Like, damn. It's just hot as hell. And we ain't even got to Memorial Day yet. So I don't even want to know what July and August is going to feel like. God be with us. Mm. Speaking of August, don't forget, we have our field trip coming up. Let me drop the link to the flyer so you can get all of your things in order and your affairs in order. Please, ma'am. Please, sir. For those of you coming on the field trip with us, there's the information for the field trip. It's in the 90s over in North Carolina. Mm. Your car say 99? Dear God. Hey, Miss Cookie. Future hospital, but would you be interested in looking at some news stories from UK? Yeah, I would love to. I always take stories. If you listen, it's a bunch of y'all love sending me stuff, and if you send me stuff, I will certainly. I'm not going to say automatically, but I certainly would do all I can to enter it into the dossier. Uh, so yes, we definitely would love to as things come up over there because I love to see how we live in a global world and a lot of stuff doesn't just affect us over here, black people over here, but it affects black people worldwide. There's racism against us all over the world, not just here in these yet to be United States of America. So feel free. Yeah, said that DPG didn't give two dams about us. I don't know who pissed that off either. I think it's this president. Mm-hmm. Hot as 500 degrees in Alabama. Oh, dear God. It is hot today. Just hot as hell. Simera, I don't even understand. Hey, Miss Shorty B. It's 97. Not 97 without apology in New Jersey, child. Change around the corner. My car said 101 this time yesterday. It's harder today. So I don't even want to. I'm trying to tell you. Trying to tell you. I'm from South Georgia and I don't do anything above 75, child. Child. I'm trying to tell you. Feels like Satan's nutsack already. We ain't even got to June yet. We already swimming around in Satan's nutsack. That's how hot it is. Now, ladies, y'all might not get that reference. Men will get that reference because the nutsack gets quite hot. The nutsack gets quite hot and toasty and steamy down there. Real hot and toasty and steamy down there in the nutsack. I'm just telling you. Not Thanksgiving oven degrees, dear Lord. Terrence calls there. It's a whole shit show over there too. It ain't just us over here. They got a shit show going on over there too. It's just a mess. Just a damn mess. Hey Miss E, y'all go ahead and put a shondo in the chat. Let me know you're ready to get this party started. If you're ready, I'm ready. I bought this. This is pretty good. This little body armor I got from y'all know I like my little Gatorades and Powerade. So they had a sale on body armor today at Publix, and when I went by there, and I got this one. It's real good. This orange mango one, it's real good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They have coconut water in it. They say coconut water is real good for you. Uh-huh. I ain't even mad about it. It's real good. All right. It sounds like we're ready to get this. Yeah. But the difference between, the boobs can get a little bit of air. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, the nutsack never get no air until you go to the bathroom or until you know, get naked. If the boob, if you wear a bathing suit or a halter top, you can lift your titty up and try to get some of the sweat underneath it. The nutsack it just be down there all the time. Never get no air until you get in bed. If you get in bed naked or whatever. I don't know how we slipped to nut sacks and boobs, but here we are, only on this channel. Child. Not under the titty, underneath the titty. Don't never get no air. Oh, okay. You can't like lift it up and be like, breathe. Like if I had titties, I would turn on the fan and just lift them up and just let the air blow underneath my titties so it could get some air. You know? Just lift them up and have the fan on. Just let the fan blow underneath my titties. If I had some. Just saying. That's what baby powder for. Baby powder ain't doing you no justice down there, Harold. Baby powder ain't doing you nothing but giving you cancer. Not if they too big. Oh, well, then there's that. Well, I try. I try. I never had titties, so I don't really. Titties are not my thing. So yeah, I don't play around with titties and vulvas and labias and yeah, kind of not a thing over here. Anyway, y'all ain't come here for all of this. Y'all came here to hear the news. So let's get down to it. Let's get down to yeah. They say baby powder depending on which one you get, child, you get the cancer and stuff. Remember there was that big class action lawsuit because people was putting baby powder, Johnson baby powder on them every day, and it gave millions of black people cancer. Did mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a big thing, Harold. That baby powder, and black people swore by baby powder and was giving themselves cancer with the talcum powder. Was. Bad part about it is the companies knew and didn't even say nothing about it, and they knew. So yeah, yeah, that's been some years now, Harold. That's been I'm surprised you didn't know about that. That's been some years now. Mm-hmm. Mm. All right, let's get down to it. Yeah, I remember shower to shower each day. Mm-hmm. Shower to shower each day helps keep odor away. Remember they had the little jingle on the commercial. Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, there was there Johnson and Johnson had a huge ruling against them in a class action lawsuit. It was a big thing. What year was that? I want to say it was like 10 or 15 years ago. How long ago was that? Somebody will look it up. But I know that was a while ago, Harold. That and it was a huge ruling and in that class action lawsuit. Right. Have you had your sprinkle today? Uh-huh. Child. We remember all of them commercials and them jingles. They was giving black people cancer. It make no damn sense. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's do what we do. Do what you're doing when you're doing. So we start off today. Today is a huge day. If you live in the following states, and you have not already voted, you need to get off this platform. Get off this platform. Get off this platform and go vote. We know Alabama has primaries today. We know Arizona has some local elections today. There's some localized elections in Arizona. Check your ballotpedia to make sure it's not in your area. Some of the bigger areas that have elections, the Benson area, Benson, Arizona area, the Mammoth, Arizona actually has a recall election in Mammoth, in the Mammoth area of Arizona, and they have some other localized elections. We know we have Georgia with their primaries today, and several areas have local elections, school districts, and municipality elections as well in Georgia. In Idaho, they have their state primaries today, along with other localized elections as well. We know Kentucky has elections today. There's statewide elections today in Kentucky. Please go out and vote there. In actually in the great state of New York, if you live in the Lackawanna City area, they have their school district general elections today. So make sure you go out and vote there. In Oregon, they have their statewide elections there. And also in Pennsylvania, you have your statewide elections there, as well as a host of local elections, statewide and municipality elections. If I called your state and you have not voted yet, click off of this platform, go to your local voting precinct and vote. Do not sit here on this platform. If you have not already voted, please, ma'am, please, sir, go and vote. Put a 27 in the chat if I called your state out and you have already voted. Please put a 27 in the chat if you have already voted in the elections that are today. You are there are some runoffs. I thought the Texas runoff for at least for that the congressional races. I thought. I could be wrong. I thought it was next week. I thought the Texas runoff was on the 26th. I thought the Texas run. I'm almost sure the Texas runoff for their primaries, the runoffs from the primary. Now there may be some localized elections that I'm not aware of that's not showing up on this list that I have here. So I do apologize if you do have some in Texas and I did not list it because it's not showing up on my list here, so I apologize there. But there's several. There are 6 states that have elections that have primaries, and then there are some other states, as you heard me mention, like Arizona, that have some local elections, and New York have some local elections as well. We know there are several people in the fight for their political lives. Thomas Massey, he's in the fight for his political life, for his congressional seat coming out of the great state of Kentucky. Many people are saying that uh, um, there are several races that are going to continue to either further Donald John's supremacy over the GOP or weaken it. Also, we know Donald John in the Georgia governor's race ended up endorsing Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones. And people are looking to, and that's a crowded Republican primary in Georgia to include many, many, many political giants, both on the right and on the left, in that Georgia gubernatorial primary. Also, even though Josh Shapiro is not being contested in his race, he has an uncontested gubernatorial race. He's made several endorsements in their primaries that take place today. So people want to see how people are also going to be looking at how well those people who Josh Shapiro endorsed, how well they do in the primaries today, because people are looking at him as a possible contender on the Democratic side in the 2028 election. So a lot at stake tomorrow. We will spend quite a bit of time tomorrow um, breaking all of this down. I know Harold and some others in southern Alabama, even though they are going to the polls, there's a chance that votes cast in some of those congressional districts. Those are the districts that include Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Montgomery, Dothan, Mobile. All of those areas in southern Alabama, they have there's a possibility that votes can be tossed or thrown out because of Governor Mima, Governor Thick Tongue Dyke, K. Ivy, and the Republican regime in Alabama looking to redrawing, I should say, their congressional maps. So they have threatened that there'll have to be another primary in rescheduling a special primary in August, on August 11th. So I'll keep you updated on that. But they're saying that ballots cast in Alabama's first district, second district, sixth district, and seventh district. Those are all of the ones in the South, 1, 2, 6, and 7. Their congressional, the votes for those congressional districts are likely to be voided, as they're trying to restore a previous set of Republican drawn maps. So, but that doesn't mean don't go out there. Go out there, exercise your right to vote, and so forth. They got handled earlier today. I went and punched it on my, like, okay, good. Early voting is this week. Okay, great. Yeah, I thought they were next week. Felicia says she went out and voted. Okay, beautiful. Okay, Smile went out and voted. Wonderful. Hey, Paul. Cyber said she can't stand Josh Shapiro. Mail-in ballot recall going on in Charles County, Maryland. I have to wait until the replacement ballots are delivered on or around 22nd of May. Okay, keep us posted on that, DPG. So, again, big time election day. If you are in those states, especially the 6 states that have primaries today, that being Alabama, Georgia, Idaho, Kentucky, Oregon, Pennsylvania, you all have statewide primary elections today. Please go out and vote. There are some localized elections again today in Arizona. If you live in those areas, check Ballotpedia and other sources of truth to make sure that you don't have an election today. And then in the great state of New York, there's a school district election, general election today, and that's in the Lackawanna City area. All right. Those are our updates on the primaries today. Please, ma'am, please, sir, go out and exercise your right to vote. Again, what we say over here is we don't vote as if our lives depend on it. We vote because our lives depend on it. Let me say that again. We do not vote as if our lives depend on it. We vote because our lives depend on it. And that's real. That's really real. All right. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non binary, gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late, great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like. Major sugar spike. So loved the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son. Major sugar spike. And shall ever believe. Major sugar spike. They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. I have dropped the link for our correspondent. Now, listen. Your president, that's y'all's, not mine. I can't even blame him at this point. I have to blame Wall Street and the media around the country. Let me bring up our senior military affairs correspondent to help chime in here. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing well today, sir. And yourself?
I am well. Hey, Gabby, what's going on? I'm not saying Gabby. Hey, Fran, Jesus Lord. It must be got Gabby on my mind. She might be saying my name. Hey, Fran. Hey, lovely True Red. So listen. Hey, Tracy W. So listen. Why do these people continue to even listen to this man at this point? Even Iran is saying we can't listen to this man and the fuck shit that he be saying because you can't count on anything that he says to be real and true.
Mhm. Very much
And so
so.
we know him talking about, oh, I'm not gonna. I read the social media post yesterday, the Truth Social post, where he says,
You mean the one where he tacoed out on the Monday?
yeah, yesterday. We read that yesterday, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And so I told you at that time that was market manipulation. Now he's back on the Oh, they have 2 to 3 days, which will conveniently be Friday
Yeah.
for, or we're gonna bomb them like never before. We see this shit all the time. I
Yeah.
mean, we've seesawed back and forth on this fuck shit for
This
what, 12 weeks now?
this is his seventh or else ultimatum. Number seven, y'all. This is his seventh or else ultimatum that he has given a country that we are not at war with.
Like I don't have, yeah, right. Not at war with.
Right. Right. That not at war was dripping with sarcasm, if you couldn't tell.
Just
But
like you have news outlets saying that this is day 80 when the war started on fucking February 28th.
mhm,
But they're going with, oh, but he officially announced it to Congress on such and such day. Fuck that. The bitch
they
bombed them on February 28th. Don't come at me with this dumb shit. I'm
they
sorry,
are
I'm already spiking out.
no no no
Let
no
me,
no no
let
because
me,
I got something that's going I got when I spill all of this tea that I got for you, I'm going there's going to be a section where the only way I can commentate on this particular section is to spike out about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and warn you now that you're probably gonna want
the
to have
floor is
Larry on
yours, sir.
standby. Oh no
The
no no no!
floor is
I just
yours.
let's it that should probably be the last thing we talk about.
Hey, Ravine.
Because that it's gonna put a lot of shit that I've been saying on
Hey,
this
Allie.
show into light and into perspective of how bad what happened during the opening days of this war were for our troops on the ground. And it's gonna piss you off. And it's gonna piss your viewers off. And if you're prior service, this should absolutely piss you the fuck off. But I digress. Please continue.
So, you had members of the Pentagon back on Capitol Hill today, right? And so, when Admiral Brad Cooper, commander of CENTCOM, known as U.S. Central Command, was up there on the floor being interrogated, he basically said, "Oh yeah, we don't have any responsibility for the murder and killing of 170 people, mostly
Hmm.
little schoolgirls.
Hmm.
That's not our fault. That's not on us." He told a congressional oversight panel, "quote, the school itself is located on an active IRGC cruise missile base." End of quote. And followed that up by saying that that makes the investigation, quote, more complex than the average strike, end of quote, which is summarized to meaning we ain't got nothing to do with this.
And I'm
It's
gonna
not
go
our
ahead.
fault. They built it on the grounds of a former IRGC cruise missile base. Mind you, the school purposely painted the building a certain color so that even if you were looking at it from Google Earth, you knew, oh, it's no longer that. It's a school now. Oh, all of that shit was done. All of those precautions were done. You think that the Pentagon wants to take any responsibility? No, nothing to see here. Nothing
No,
to see here.
no,
He
they
he
don't. And
literally said he was literally asked by ranking member Adam Smith. He said, in the past, when we've had these types of mistakes, they have been quickly acknowledged, even if a further investigation is necessary. End of quote. That was what he said, right? Admiral Cooper said, yeah, sure, I'll share the results of the investigation when they're complete. Um, and so ranking member Smith said basically, so you still not gonna take no responsibility. And he said, so that's a no, right? We're taking no responsibility for something we very obviously did. They refuse to say they bombed a girls' school. Refuse to acknowledge that, right? Like it's just fictitious, made up, just a urban legend.
Right. And here's the reality behind it. Here's the reality of all of that you said. El Teddy, literally, my last duty station, there's an elementary school, a middle school, and a high school on the confines of the base, within the perimeter of the base. There's also a child development center within the confines of the base. There is not a single US base that is at a remote location where the students don't go to school on base. And guess what? In locations where the school isn't directly on base, it's usually right outside the gate. Right. So we do that here in the US. So for them to say that, it's hypocritical and quite frankly insulting to anybody who has any form of intelligence. Okay, let's start with that. Now, yeah, they're gonna want to try to investigate this to be a malfunction of guidance software. You can't, bro. You just fucking can't. Because here's the reality, right? We don't have our satellites don't just look down anymore. We have satellites that look at the Earth from an oblique angle, right? So for those of y'all that don't know what an oblique angle is, it just does it's not looking straight down. It's kind of looking at it sideways. That's how we get these 3D Brand, that's how we get the 3D view of Google Earth and Apple Maps. Whenever you get that 3D version, it's because they had a satellite that was looking at the Earth from a different angle instead of straight down. That's how we get those. The United States military absolutely has that. Okay, so for you to say that, hey, this school building is painted like a school building and not like, an IRGC command post, and not say, hey, don't target that, that's bullshit. Somebody purposefully hit that target. There's no way in hell that you can't tell me that that was not a deliberate strike. And to call it anything but a deliberate strike is disingenuous and insulting.
I have a couple one thing to say, and then I have a question for you.
Hmm.
To use your
Absolutely.
military. Let me save that question for last. So first of all, in more news, we reported yesterday, Iranians were out first saying, we're not negotiating with these people. Matter of fact, we fully expect these bastards to try to attack us in the next 48 hours. Your
Hmm.
president, a few hours after that, confirmed that by saying, yeah, we were supposed to attack them tomorrow, but I called it off. Now, even the Israelis are admitting that there
Hmm.
absolutely was supposed to be an attack
Hmm.
today on them, which calls to question, well, not to, it doesn't call to question, but which confirms that Iran has intel, more intel than our military would like us to believe. Iran is on top of this shit. Okay, let's be clear. Now, that's my first point. My second point is this, and I am going to ask you this: do you notice that we basically ceased? I saw somebody tweet this yesterday. I couldn't re-find the tweet, but I remembered the tweet. We basically stopped all, virtually all kinetic attacks on Iran after those planes went down. Remember those two planes were
You
shot
mean
down in
the planes
the,
that went missing? They were
what?
just over the Gulf and just
No, no,
everything's.
not the ones over the Gulf. The ones that were on Iranian soil. Remember, they said they had to go in
Oh.
and extract those
Uh-huh.
pilots. The pilots who
Uh-huh.
we still have never
Yeah.
seen. We ain't seen those pilots yet, nowhere.
The
But
the wild part is that.
my point is, I think we are not getting the real story there. And I noticed that we pretty much, not 100%, but I would say probably in the 90th percentile, ceased all bombings and stuff after that, which leads me to believe that if we ever get the full story of what happened with those planes that went down in Iranian soil, we're going to find out that the military brass said, hey, we can't do this shit. And so now every time your president gets, antsy about going in there, I think those people are going in there and saying, hey, bitch, hey, fucker, this can't happen. These people are much more strategic than we think. They know too much. They know our flight patterns. They know what we do. They know how we do it because China and Russia are giving them intel. They will fuck us up. And I don't think it's by happenstance that we've seen virtually all of the bombings that we were doing on Iranian soil stop after that. I'll wait and listen to what you have to say about that.
Yeah, somebody did a threat assessment. That's exactly what happened. So they were claiming air superiority
Mm-hmm.
when we absolutely did not have air superiority. We had some form of air supremacy, which means you can operate, but the threat is reduced. But we absolutely, under no circumstances, over the skies of Iran, do we have air supremacy, which means you can operate unabated, which is why we are not operating over the skies of Iran as we speak right now. There's no reason for us. And even if we are operating over the skies of Iran, like you said, it's not kinetic, it's an ISR asset. And because they know that, okay, they wasn't supposed to be able to hit that F-35. What the fuck is happening in these streets? Because
Mm-hmm.
even on even though it's got a very, very low radar cross section, you can't hide the heat that is generated by that engine, and you can't hide the heat that is generated across the surface of the skin from friction of traveling that fast through the air. You cannot hide that shit. You can try, but it is very, very difficult. Now, what they weren't planning for was for Iran to have infrared search and track. And because Iran had infrared search and track, Iran got a couple of shots off and those shots landed. Now they've got to go back and rethink it because, okay, one time, all right, it happened once. Two times, okay, they got lucky. Three, four, five times. Hey, yo, we got a problem. We gotta pull all of this back. We cannot fly these guys in here anymore. This is now a threat-rich environment because if they are using shoulder-fired missiles, El Teddy, you can step out of your house onto your porch, get a line of sight, fire the missile, discard the tube, and be gone. Or if it's a radar guided, if it's infrared search and track, one, they're not going to know you're there. Two, they're not going to know they're targeting because it's a passive targeting system. You can step out your front door, target something, step out of a cave, target something, and just sit there and wait for it to go off. And once it goes off, you're right back in where your little hiding hole. It's not rocket science. This is the same thing that they were doing in the mountains of Afghanistan. It's the exact same thing. They step out, they fire, and they run. We are not prepared for that. This is the same thing that they were doing to us in Iraq. They would literally go out the night before with a mortar tube or some rockets, primarily mortar tubes though. They would pack it full of ice, aim it in the general direction of the base, put the mortar in the tube, and then cover it up. By the time the heat of the day hits, that water melts or that ice melts, the water runs out, and eventually that mortar hits that striker at the bottom and fires that mortar. They're gone already. They just built a timed mortar system using the ice and the sun. I need you to understand, we are not dealing with people who are unintelligent. They understand warfare. A lot of these guys have been in active combat situations since the age of 16. And they're not stupid. And I cannot emphasize that enough. When you underestimate your enemy, you almost assuredly guarantee yourself ass whooping. And that's in anything. Like, I don't care if I got into a fight with the smallest dude in the building. I'm actually more afraid of him than I am the big guy because you know what? The little guy has got a lot of stamina. That big guy, I might be able to outrun him for a little bit. But that little guy, he gonna have a lot of stamina. And he gonna be sick and tired of getting his ass beat. He gonna be ready to fight. That's what you have in Iran right now. That's what you had in Ukraine when Russia invaded. You had a little guy who was sick and tired of getting their ass beat and said, "You know what, bitch? Now I'm with the shits. Now I'm here for it. Now, what's up? Now, what we doing? What are we doing? Right?
I
They,
just feel
they,
like
they,
go ahead. I'm
they,
sorry.
they. No, you're good, sir. They claim that like their missile launch capabilities have been degraded, decimated, and this and that. Come to find out, brother, they put a 20% dent in that shit. And most of that 20% dent was them firing off, not from losses from being struck, but that's from them firing off. The chairman, or excuse me, CENTCOM, Admiral Bradley Cooper, testified in front of Congress today that while their capability is not completely gone, it is greatly degraded. You'll see that they're not launching the same number of volleys as they were in the opening phases of the war. Yeah, bitch, that's on purpose.
Because they
Nobody
digging
does that.
because you stupid dick fucks did nothing but bomb the entrances to the tunnels. All they're doing now is just excavating those entrances. You did not damage their stockpiles. They and now that you've been on a ceasefire all of this time, reports are saying they've had enough time to dig out those entrances to those tunnels. Their stockpiles were not depleted.
Their stockpiles were also not fucking damaged. They rolled all of that shit out of there and put it in a new, deeper facility that we probably don't know anything about. Right? They let's put it like this. Let's put it like this. You remember that weird shot that Luke Skywalker had to take, beat the Death Star?
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to do that. They're trying to thread a needle, and we could absolutely do it, but we didn't. We didn't go down a vent. We didn't go down a ventilation shaft. We went to the front door. Like who does that? Like that's the strong point of any tunnel complex is that front door. And then they've had years to build these things inside of a mountain, reinforce them with concrete. Dude, what did you really hit? What
All
did you
you
really
did
hit?
was all you did was waste ammunitions. That's it. That's all.
That's it, and that's all. And so let's talk since we're talking about it. I may as well go ahead and piss everybody off one time for the one time, real quick. And I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
need the floor to Kirk all the way the fuck out about this because um okay, so if y'all remember, we reported here during the opening phases of the war that 6 soldiers lost their lives in that opening attack on that tactical operations center in Kuwait. Now, remember, it was said that it was a squirter that got through from Defense Secretary Peter Kegsbreth. Now, come to find out a couple days later from an anonymous source that was there, a soldier that survived, that they were grossly unarmed and grossly unprepared for an attack of any kind. And they had been asking, begging for equipment, begging for gear for months. After the CIA's and and after the Central Intelligence Agency and the Defense Intelligence Agency concurred that if an active strike against Iran was to happen, that this base would be targeted primarily, right?
Hey, Savon.
Now, you guys will remember. You remember I told you a while ago. I said the only way any of this shit changes, it's got to come from the top. It's got to be a field grade officer. Remember I told you it's got to be like a major or above to come out and say, "Hey, fuck you and your life. This is what the fuck is really going on." Right? Remember I told you that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's harder to get rid of them. El Teddy, a fucking major from the United States Army, came out and said we were grossly unprepared. We were caught off guard. We didn't have the resources to evacuate our wounded. We were expecting to see ambulances, the fucking gate lined up, ready to roll us. They did not have that. You know what they had to do? They had to evacuate them fucking cells. Remember, we got told that was a fucking lie. Turns out that was the absolute truth. Turns out
Mm-hmm.
they absolutely put themselves into the fucking Toyota vans that they got from the goddamn base and had to push through traffic while all of this shit is happening. Had to push through all of that fucking traffic while somebody is literally bleeding out in the back of the fucking van. A fucking E8 master sergeant in the army said her best friend died in her fucking arms, El Teddy. Her best friend died in her fucking arms on the way to the goddamn hospital because that base did not have a doctor. That base did not have an active cash. That base did not have an active field hospital. They didn't have shit. They didn't have a fucking thing to be able to survive a bitch ass thing over there. And these motherfuckers have sat in Congress and said that they protected these people. They said with their full throat and their full fucking chest that they protected these people with the best defenses that the United States military could fucking provide. And they fucking lied. And I told you they fucking lied. And I told everybody they fucking lied. Bro, like when I my first and only reaction to this, if excuse me, let me get
I,
myself together real quick.
listen,
Brother,
listen.
listen, I
Let,
need you to understand that. Go ahead.
no,
Mm.
no, no. Go ahead. Go. I'll let you finish.
When I first read the quote, because it was I was scrolling YouTube and I saw the thumbnail and I was like, okay, we got another one. Okay, let's see what this guy's talking about. Let's see if this guy shows his face. When I saw it was a fucking United States Army major put up by a United States Army master sergeant and they showed their faces, gave their name and their fucking rank, El Teddy, if you got people in the military you care about, bro, pray for them. 'Cause I lost all trust and faith in anything and everything that I ever thought of that the United States military was.
That
Brotherhood.
listen, and this is where my concern comes, and I'm going to take you all the way back, Terrence, to last year when they had that fuck shit, where they had all of the military brass, right? And remember that shit where Keg's breath and Trump came out and Trump wanted them to stand and clap and they never did, right? I went and called all my people. I got several friends that are E9s. I got a friend that's a good friend of mine that's a 2-star general. I have another friend that's a retired 1-star general. I got a bunch of fucking friends that are big people in the fucking military, right? And I said, what the fuck is this shit? This shit doesn't seem normal. And so they all said, well, listen, they did what they were supposed to do. They're never going to get up and clap and so forth. I said, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that these fuckers are up here spewing just all types of fuck shit, and they're not saying the fuck thing. There's no pushback, there's no anything. And my gravest concern was, in my estimation, the only people, because we know it ain't the fuck Congress, okay? It's not fucking Congress. The only people right now that probably could stop this man were the people sitting in that fucking room. And for me, the optics were none of them was going to do it. And what you're telling me today is you have fucking people's lives ending. People literally dying because these people are stupid as fuck. And these people are dumb. And these people are treating lives as if it's fucking battleship and shit. They're treating lives like numbers on a fucking page. They don't give a damn. And for me, my problem still is if you are of rank, you are someone in a position of leadership, and you sit your stinking ass there and just follow orders and allow people to die and don't give any fucking pushback, then insult our intelligence when we ask you about it and lie to us, you're worse than they are. And I mean that for all of them fuckers. I don't give a shit how high your rank is. If you continue to sit your ass there and act like it's nothing to see here and then lie for these bastards, when somebody has to roll up at someone's home, somebody has to go to some wife or some mother's home and tell them that they goddamn son or daughter is never coming back, and you bitches are lying to us like we just stupid as fuck.
I'll tell you this. I've been on those cat. I've been on one casualty notification call. All I was the driver. I don't ever want to do that shit again. Not this lifetime, not my next lifetime. I don't ever want to have to do that shit again. Like to watch somebody's family member get told that, hey, so and so they're not coming back, or they're coming back, but they're not coming back alive. They're not here anymore. To watch somebody's family break down on their front porch because they know that car, and they know that when they see a Marine in a certain uniform and there's a chaplain, whoever your enlisted loved one is, they didn't make it. I don't ever want to do that shit again, bro.
It's just, it's so, it's so vile to me that these people are legitimately, they get on these podiums and at these lecterns or on the dais wherever they are, and they just act like there's nothing to see here. I'm not, and I'm not so anthropomorphic that I'm only concerned about us and our military. We just talked a couple seconds ago, minutes ago, about the lives of over 150 children immediately ended. And these bitches acting like it's nothing to see here. You're a fucking parent. Sent your goddamn daughter or son to goddamn school. No notification, no anything, thinking, hey, baby, love you. See you when you get home from school. And you go, and now your whole fucking school gets bombed. And these bastards are acting, oh, we nothing to see here. We didn't do the fuck anything. I do not trust the people in positions of power in the military at all, regardless of rank. Because these people at this point have shown me that they are perfectly fine with civilians getting murdered and U.S. military and citizens getting murdered. No problems with that. Or I'll just obey my orders and keep it the fuck moving. I will lie for those people and keep it the fuck moving. I don't want no parts of these people.
All of this happened because the agency within the Defense Intelligence Agency, that and the Geospatial Reconnaissance Agency, the people within those agencies who are supposed to deconflict that type of stuff, the people who are trained to go through and look at the entire target package and say, hey, this is a school. We should absolutely not target this. They There were six people between those two agencies. Eh, There's one person now. There's one person that sees all of it.
Hey Shay, hey Montrez. And I like I said, these people are so diabolical, right? We literally watched them either fire everyone of consequence in military brass, then ceremoniously fire all of the lawyers and JAGs, or have people in military high rank ceremoniously say, "I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge. Nope, early retirement. Nope, that's it. That's all." And
Yep.
then go into this so as to have these people in place. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, the secretary, the army staff secretary that was
Hmm.
fired. You know why I'm not crying for him? Because he was a part of this fuck shit. Because he did not sound the alarm. Because he knew what was going on over there. And you can't tell me he didn't know what the fuck was going on.
So hold off on him. Hold off on that for him, because come to find out, yes, he did know, and yes, he was quietly behind closed doors saying and questioning things. That's why he got fired. He got fired because when the Hegseth wanted to remove those people's names from the list, he told him, "No, sir." For what reason? He fought for those people.
But
If we're talking
again,
about if we're talking about the same person, I'm
yeah,
not
no, we're
saying he
talking
didn't
about the
go.
same person.
Okay,
But
well, I'm not
again,
saying he didn't. I'm not saying at any point in time he didn't go along to get along. But I'm gonna give him the credit where credit is due. He saw some shit that was really, really fucked up and said, "All right, I really can't do this anymore."
but again, who is fucking sounding the alarm? Because and this goes for all of the people, even the people that retire. I'm talking the Hosies of the world. I'm talking the CQ Brown. I'm talking everybody. These people, they retire, and General Honoree talked about this. General Honoree has been, those of you who don't know, retired General Honoree, black man, retired general from the military. Brave man. He was one of the people that was headed up after headed parts of the military after the Katrina and everything. Very decorated. But he talked recently about the fact that because he spoke truth to power in the last few years and so, and because he was unafraid to say, nope, that shit is wrong. Nope, they should not be doing that. No, people are losing their lives. He's been threatened. He's had death threats, but not only than that, they've literally had his appearances canceled, his speaking engagements canceled, and all
Hmm.
of these things that they do to try to make him not make money and destitute and things like that. But like he said, I saw him say this on someone's platform. I got to look myself in the mirror every day.
Yep.
I have to know my integrity is not worth the price for these people.
Yep.
It's not worth it. And if
It's not.
they don't give a shit about me dying anyway, if I do the right thing, they don't give a shit about me dying. If I go along with their plan, they don't give a shit about me dying. So let me just stick with what I know is right in my eyes and what I can look myself in the mirror and be okay with. And for all of these great people that got out of Dodge, you have to begin to sound the alarm. You cannot sit in silence because then people think it's just business as usual. The average civilian doesn't know how big of a deal it is for Admiral Hosey to retire. The average citizen isn't close to the vest and seeing that CQ Brown being fired is a threat level red situation. They don't see
So
that. And the fact that too many of them, to me, yes, I am glad that they did the right thing and said, I'm getting out of Dodge. But when you sit in silence and don't give it sound and don't say, I left, this is why I left, and it's probably worse now, I it stokes it almost stokes the flames because these people they get emboldened now.
so here's the thing with flag officers, right? When we started seeing all these flag officers retire, the rank and file military were concerned, right? The rank and file veterans like myself were absolutely screaming from the top of the hills, like, "Yo, yo, hey, this ain't supposed to happen like this." Because you're right, you don't see general officers that close to retirement who are in these large commands. Like, I need y'all to understand, like, when you are a region commander, as far as an admiral goes, or a general of any type, when you are the actual for a region or a large command, like the guy from Air Force from Air Combat Command for the Air Force, that general retired early, right? When you start seeing generals at that level retire, leave early, get fired in this quantity, there is a purge happening, and it's been happening, and it's already too late because we are so deep into this purge that most of the general staff officers that are there know that this purge is coming. They know it's happening, and they're trying to sanitize themselves so that they don't become targets themselves. Because if you notice, he's firing all of the combatant commanders who are large element combatant commanders, not firing like a brigade commander. He's not firing a company commander. He's not firing a platoon leader. He's going after the head because once you take the head off of the US military, the moderates that are there, once they're gone and all you have is the radicals of the military, they're just going to promote the lower ranked radicals of the military. And then you're going to have a radicalization of the military. That is how you get the military that we used to have pre 9/11.
At this point, we're the IDF. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, at this point, we're not quite there yet, but we are getting there.
I mean, we're
We're at the foot, like we didn't put a foot in the door. We ain't took our shoes off yet, but we're
we are
getting there.
indiscriminately bombing civilians with reckless abandon. We are indiscriminately murdering people in the South Caribbean Sea and Eastern Pacific
Wait,
with
wait, wait, wait.
no.
Quick question. Are we doing any of this stuff because these people are brown and or Middle Eastern?
Well, isn't that what the IDF does?
Ah, damn, we are the IDF.
We're the fucking
Dang, that
IDF.
escalated quick. Yup. You see, people, do you see how quick that happens when you're not paying attention?
We are the
You
fucking
turn into the
IDF.
IDF.
We are the fucking Israeli Defense Force. And you know what makes it more the Israeli Defense Force? Because our military is being governed and given orders by Benjamin Netanyahu and not the alleged commander in chief.
Yep. And that is very much known and very well on display because, uh, like you reported earlier, Benjamin Netanyahu basically told Washington, hey, bitch, get your shit together by the time you got 2 days to get your shit together from the time you land or from the time you leave Beijing. You got 2 days to get your shit together because we're about to make it hot in this bitch.
We're the IDF. And for
Right.
all of those people, this is for all of those people on the left. I ain't even looking at the right. There are a lot of people over the left over the last 2 years that kept saying, oh, y'all too concerned about what the fuck Israel is doing. You need to be concerned about over here. Newsflash, you fucking dick fucks. Shit that they do in Israel absolutely directly affects us here. You haven't been watching? You stupid. Let me be quiet. That was our war broadcast for today before I fucking lose my fucking mind.
Oh yeah.
My
Also,
lord.
last thing for me, real quick, geopolitics wise, BRICS. So confirm. I'm just going to confirm some stuff that we reported here yesterday. Confirmed. BRICS. That whole meeting, the whole purpose of that meeting was to figure out how to move away from the petrodollar and move toward the yuan. That is confirmed. Also confirmed. They are moving away from a U.S. European led security agreement in that area and moving toward a more, what's going to probably end up being Southeastern and Southwestern Asia led coalition to provide security for that area, which
Mhm.
by proxy would include China.
Well, UAE, who's doing their own, one of these kids is doing his own thing. One of these kids is not like the other. Just made a partnership with France today. They had this whole situation where there's a defense partnership that just happened between the UAE and France today.
Hmm.
But there's a lot
Yep.
going on.
So much.
Here we are.
Yep.
We'll be back tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, we'll be on Twitch tomorrow. I keep saying we're gonna have a slow day in the war, and we continue to have fuck shit and fuckery. Here the fuck we are. Here the goddamn fuck we are.
Yep. Couch fucker just got off the air from a breaking news press conference. So I'll
Mm,
be reading that here in a second.
mm. Dear Lord, hide your couches, hide your sofas,
Just
hide your
chase
Audubons.
lounges,
All of those chaises
all of
and
that
stuff.
shit. Yep.
Yeah, hide them all. Thank you, sir.
No worries, sir. You have a good day.
You do the same. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our senior military affairs correspondent, Terrence, here to give us expert intel and insight that you can find nowhere else. Y'all notice, we be over here prognosticating stuff days, weeks before it happens and have to come back and say, remember, we talked about this. We'll keep. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. I should be on here, huh? I should be on this. I'm still on 2026. I should have been on this page, huh? Whatever. All right. As we go further now, before I get to the next story, I'm going to give you a trigger warning. Okay. I'm going to give you a trigger warning. This is hard to watch. If you need to, I'm going to tell you take about 4 or 5 minutes, go get you something to eat, go in the other room, come back over here in about 4 or 5 minutes if you are easily triggered. We have to, that was my warning. We have to talk about Miss Anita Grayson. I am not sure. If you notice, I am starting off here. Okay? We have to talk about Miss Anita Grayson. Black woman, state of Indiana. All right? This is in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Miss Anita Grayson lost her life at the hands of people who attacked her at a Tim Hortons. There is a video. Yes, I have the video. I am going to play it one time. Okay? It is difficult to watch. Now, I will say she does not die on the video, which is good. But this woman, shortly after this video, lost her life. I'm starting with this story because I just learned about the story today, and I don't know that this story has the traction that it should. I don't know that mainstream media is giving us this story the way that they should be. So I'm going to make sure that I do my due diligence here. So, give me a second. I have to cue this up, and we'll watch the video, and then we'll then we'll add commentary after we watch the video. Okay. All right. All right. Here's the video.
New at 5, Fort Wayne police released video of an altercation last Wednesday at the Tim Hortons on Ice Way in Fort Wayne, where an older woman died shortly after.
Police say the decision to release footage stemmed from, quote, a dangerously false narrative from the initial video clip of the altercation that's been circulating on social media. Wayne 15's Taylor King walks us through the footage from the events of May 13th. Taylor.
The Allen County Coroner's Office previously said it would not disclose details, but a report released today coincides with the FWPD statement officially identifying the woman as 75-year-old Anita Grayson. Fort Wayne Police says they released limited information about the case out of respect for Grayson's family. The footage itself has no audio, but FWPD narrated the events in a press release. We want to warn you, the footage can be disturbing to some viewers.
Around 8:09 a.m. May 13th, Anita Grayson entered the Tim Hortons on Ice Way to address an issue with an order she had received through the drive-thru. Once inside, according to FWPD, she began berating a 17-year-old employee there. A 20-year-old shift lead then stepped between Grayson and the teenage employee and repeatedly tells Grayson to leave. Wayne 15 is slowing down the footage to see the events clearly. The shift lead then placed her hand against Grayson to block her from the other employee. Grayson then shoves the shift lead and then hit the shift lead in the nose. Fort Wayne police then show a screen grab of Grayson hitting the shift lead. The footage continues. The shift lead then reacts and moves towards Grayson while swinging her arms in an attempt to hit her. Grayson then grabs the shift lead's face, and police say leaving scratches and knocking off her glasses. Grayson then grabbed the shift lead by the hair and pulled her to the ground and rolled on top of her. The shift lead can be seen swatting at Grayson's arm as she is being held by her hair. Two Tim Hortons employees moved in attempting to separate them, but struggled to get the shift lead's hair out of Grayson's hand. An employee was able to separate the shift lead from Grayson. And during the struggle, Fort Wayne police point out Grayson pulled the chunk of hair from the shift lead's head. After the altercation, the employees went back to the counter and Grayson sat at a table and spoke to someone on her phone. Not shown in this footage, police say Grayson then laid down on the floor, and according to FWPD, the shift lead brought her a cup of water and a second employee checked on her. Grayson became unresponsive and medics tried to save her life, but she was later pronounced dead at a hospital.
Now, Fort Wayne Mayor Sharon Tucker declined an interview with us, but sent a statement before the release of this footage saying in part, quote, "A life was lost and we mourn. I'm hopeful that through this difficult situation, we can come together as a community with a spirit of understanding and respect for one another. Let's surround the family with care while they prepare to lay their loved one to rest." The report from the coroner's office says her cause and manner of death are both still pending, but the autopsy findings noted, quote, "no significant contributory injuries." The situation was described by the coroner's office as a verbal and physical altercation. Taylor King, Wayne 15 News.
All right. So that is the video. Now, I've been watching this story make its rounds on social media. And y'all know I am one. I'm here for all of the smoke. If it's fuck shit going on, I'm here for all of the smoke and fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to call it out for what it is. But y'all, we got to do better, black people. Now listen, Miss Grayson is no longer with us. That's somebody mama. That's somebody grandma. And so forth. I tell my own mama and my aunts them sometimes, hey baby, you need to call the police. And I know the police ain't shit sometimes. And sometimes we lose our lives at the hands of the police. But I think that there's cause on both ends. First of all, Ms. Grayson, you did hit that woman in the face. Oh, you hit that white lady in the face. And at that point, all bets are off. Now, I think that in the hands of the right prosecutor, those girls that work at that Tim Horton are going to get probably some manslaughter charges. But Ms. Grayson, if they messed up your order in the drive-thru and you came in, couldn't you have come in and tried to get your order right in another way? You done got into a whole fight. You done ripped that girl's hair out of her head. Y'all on the floor rolling around. You done went over there, took a seat, and probably had a heart attack. You probably went into cardiac arrest and died. We watched the video of you punching the girl in the face. You did punch that girl in the face. You sure punched her. We saw it. And then y'all went to tussle. I mean, what do you expect? You punch somebody in the face, they not just gonna sit there and let you just punch them. It's on and popping at that point. But I've seen so many of us online talking about this is the next George Floyd situation, talking about, oh, we need to beat the streets for Miss Anita Grayson and so forth. I watched the video, y'all, and my conclusion is, from watching the video, it's different when you got video. We ain't got to go with what nobody told us. We watched the video. Ma'am, this could have been avoided. It really could have been avoided. I'm just saying. But they ready to beat the streets, though. I mean, she didn't even die right then. She went over there, sat at one of the tables. She still ain't leave after this now. They said the people came and brought her water because she laid on the ground. Okay? You laid on the ground. They even still came and brought you some water even after you done ripped that girl's hair out of her scalp. God. And then you went on to glory. Maybe I don't know, but the people are on social media losing their minds. I'm just saying. I just wanted to show that because I know it's making its rounds. It's making its rounds. So before we get ourselves in a tizzy, I wanted to make sure that you saw it here. So nobody can't tell you what happened. You saw what happened. In other sugar spiky news, as you know how they used to say, as the world turns, as the corruption turns. So yesterday, we talked about that $1.776 billion anti-weaponization fund that the DOJ authorized for Donald John after he sued his own IRS for $10 billion. We went through that yesterday, right? So today, Ruben Gallego, Democratic senator out of the great state of Arizona, put an amendment in. They were in committee, okay? They were in committee. And Ruben Gallego tried to put something on the floor in order to bar the Trump administration from creating this $1.776 billion fund. Well, the chair of said committee, Senator Rand Paul, Republican out of the great state of Kentucky, who chairs the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, said that the Senate Budget Committee advised him that Gallego's amendment, quote, does not comply with the rules, end of quote. Republicans on the panel then tabled the amendment via an 8-7 partisan vote. Here's what Gallego's amendment actually said. He said, quote, I offer this amendment for one simple reason. Taxpayer dollars should never be used to enrich a sitting president, his family, or his political allies. The president of the United States sued his own government and then negotiated an arrangement with his own Department of Justice to create a nearly $2 billion fund to compensate himself, and his family, and his allies. End of quote. So that happened earlier today, right? Then it got spicier because then the Department of Justice expanded on that $1.776 billion settlement, right? Because it wasn't enough that it would give him money, give his family money, give his friends and allies money. Oh, no. Oh, no. It wasn't enough that they would get money, get a formal written apology from the federal government of these yet to be United States of America. It wasn't enough that they were going to be January 6ers across the country would be rewarded for their art project of smearing fecal matter on the walls of the fucking Capitol building, right? Because that wasn't enough. It wasn't diabolical enough. It wasn't corrupt enough. And as the corruption turns, we needed to go bigger. I say go big or go home. So in addition to the $1.776 billion what do they call it? Anti-weaponization fund, right? Then there's this little piece that they added. The U.S. government will permanently drop tax claims against President Donald John, according to a settlement document made public today. In an extraordinary use of executive power that could effectively help shield the president from any further examination of his finances and legal conduct, the U.S. government is now permanently dropping any tax claims against him. And this was, like I said, as a part of this whole settlement deal with the $1.776 billion anti-weaponization fund. The U.S. is, quote, forever barred and precluded, end of quote, from examining or prosecuting Donald John Trump, his sons, and his Trump organization's current tax examinations. And that's according to a one-page document posted to the Justice Department's website. The U.S. government is also barred from looking into his family, affiliates, and others, according to the document, which is signed by Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche. Now, this document is a separate addendum from the original settlement announced yesterday, but it was quietly added. I should remind you that the sitting acting attorney general was the private attorney for the president. Why wouldn't you expect his private personal attorney not to violate the Constitution and grant him all of these things? Not just him, his sons, and all his sons, his family, his affiliates, all of his businesses, and so forth. They cannot be audited. Their taxes and their tax records and tax returns can't be examined. None of it. That's in addition to the $1.776 billion. But I should remind you that the leader of the Democrats in the House, Hakeem Jeffries, is on record saying, we're not going to be looking at impeaching him. Why would we do that? No. That's not something that's on the table for us. We're not looking at impeaching him. Really? You see what I read earlier about the Senate, right? And Ruben Gallego trying to make an amendment to all of this stuff so as to bar this from happening. And the Republicans said, yeah, we'll have no parts of that. Let it go through. We don't give a fuck. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. Like, I can't make this shit up. I cannot make this shit up. Not exactly. I don't know what y'all want from me. I just read the stories. I don't see, unfortunately, it's going to get worse before it gets any better. In other sugar spiky news, nah, bitch. No, 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 sir. No, 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 no. That right there, that be Brian Morrissey. Now, Brian Morrissey, who is he? He was the IRS's, or I'm sorry, the Treasury Department's general counsel, meaning the lead attorney for the U.S. Department of Treasury, right? So he ceremoniously resigned. He resigned because all of a sudden you found some morals. No, bitch. When the Nuremberg trials happen, your ass is going to jail with all of them. I don't give a fuck about none of these bitches that call themselves resigning, finding moral clarity. All of a sudden, it's a line too far. Fuck that. We've been way over the line. I can't even count all of the times that we've gone beyond the pale. Sir, you resigning because, oh, this is a step too far. I can't believe that this president is paying himself using taxpayer funds. Oh, that's too far. You seem to sit there and have no problem when he went after the Fed governors. You had no problem with that. You had no problem when he took a $400 million plane from Qatar, a complete violation of the emoluments clause. Same plane that's going to cost over $1 billion to refurbish, right? I can go into countless numbers of things here. You work at the Treasury Department. You had no problem when he sent the Doge boys in there to the IRS to steal the records of American fucking citizens. And now all of a sudden, this is a line too far. You got moral clarity. Fuck you, burn in hell, you raggedy bitch. I have nothing for these people. I have nothing for these people. Nothing at all. Burn in fucking hell. In more burning fucking hell news. So you know, Republicans are outraged because Donald John, ahead of the runoffs next week, has endorsed Ken Paxton as opposed to John Cornyn, sitting Senator John Cornyn. Now, there's a primary next Tuesday in Texas to fill this or to make to settle the Democratic nominee, not Democratic, Republican nominee for that Senate seat. And your president, Donald John, who's flexing his muscles whatever he got left, is endorsing Ken Paxton as opposed to the sitting senator out of the great state of Texas. Mm-hmm. I told y'all if Cornyn stayed in the race, Cornyn would win, regardless if it was Tallarico or Jasmine. I felt like if Cornyn stayed in the race, Cornyn was going to win Texas. Paxton being in the race, that's a whole different. Now Paxton is a criminal. Paxton is way out in the far right. That makes the race much more competitive if Paxton wins. We'll see. Just wanted to keep you all in the great state of Texas updated. In other sugar spiky news, well, then there's this. So, there was a report released today that says that those who enrolled this year, last year in January of 2025, before this president was inaugurated, there was record enrollment in the Affordable Care Act. This year, January 2026, enrollment was down 1.2 million. And that's according to a report that was released today. And those who have enrolled this year, we know that because of the big beautiful bill, one big beautiful bill, they face premium rates that have increased up to 100%. While subsidies that help pay for those premiums have all kind of, vanished in thin air. Mm-hmm. Now, they're saying from 2025 to 2026, overall premiums rose by an average of 26%, leaving more Americans opting for the bronze plan, which features lower premiums but higher deductibles. The report found that signups for the bronze plans jumped to 40% of total plan selections, with 9.2 million people opting for that plan this year compared to 7.3 in 2025. A deductible deductibles for that plan is up 37%. More than $1,000. So now the deductible for the bronze plan is $3,786. That's not money that people just have laying around, just being honest. Most people. Now, it's not even the deductible that's fucking people up. It's the cost, the monthly cost of insurance premiums. Even with the bronze plan, people are not being able to keep up with their premiums. Long story short, we are about to have a lot of people without health care insurance. Why is that important to me, El Teddy, when I have insurance through my employer or private insurance? I'm glad you asked. When more people don't have health care insurance, when more people are uninsured, it makes the premiums and the amount being paid by those who are insured go up, because insurance companies end up having to pay more into our healthcare system when there are fewer people with health care. And when the insurance companies have to pay more, they trickle that down to all of the people in their insurance plans. So health payers and insurance companies around the country are fully expecting by 2027 or 2028, all private insurance plans should expect increases in your premiums and your deductibles. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. In other sugar spiky news, there's a new boycott that the NAACP is asking us to participate in. Now, this is a smart boycott. So, do I expect people to do it? I don't know. So, let me bring you up to speed on this. The NAACP and the Congressional Black Caucus are calling on black athletes and fans to boycott the athletic programs of public universities in states that are taking steps that the nation's oldest civil rights group says are restricting black voting rights. They're calling it, the NAACP is calling it their out of bounds campaign, and it urges current and prospective black athletes, their families, alumni, and fans to withhold athletic and financial support from major public universities in states that have moved to limit, weaken, or erase black voting representation. If black athletes participate in the boycott, it could deplete rosters for powerhouse football and basketball programs across the southeastern, the SEC, I should say, and the ACC. The NAACP's campaign calls out Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and South Carolina as states to boycott, arguing that the athletic programs of those states' major universities are especially reliant on black athletic talent and should protect black political interests. Now, I think that I've been saying this for a long time. And if you want to add insult to injury, don't just boycott the NCAA, boycott the major sports as well, NFL, NBA, and so forth. So now they're not asking you to boycott historically black colleges and universities, specifically those conferences where you find most of the historically black colleges and universities. That includes the SWAC, the MEAC, the SIAC, the CIAA. But I think even that, I think shut everything down. Just like we had the Target boycott and had to bring them bitches down to their fucking knees. If we as a black people have a concerted effort to do this the right way, it could cripple the economy. Do you know how much money college sports makes? You're talking billions of dollars in these respective states: Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, Texas, South Carolina. These states, college football reigns supreme. There's no professional football team in Alabama. There's no professional football team in Mississippi. There's no professional football team in South Carolina. So college football is king. And if we had the temerity, the intestinal and testicular fortitude to do this, it could be a game changer. A game changer. I think that's the problem that you have. I think that's the problem that you have. There's going to be your problem. There's going to be your problem. I, I I don't know that you're going to get these college athletes in both football and basketball, because those are the top two, to say, I'm not going to go to these schools and take their money. I just don't. I don't know that I can see that. I'd love it to happen. Let's be clear. When the Montgomery boycott happened, black people suffered. It wasn't happy as happy can be in happiness town. Black people suffered. It was hard. It was not easy. They boycotted for what, 18 months? That's a year and a half. It was not easy. It was difficult. It was hard. It was it was uncomfortable for black people, and it was damn sure uncomfortable for the city of Montgomery. And I'm going to tell you, will it be hard? Will it be difficult for us to say we're boycotting these major college athletic programs? Certainly. Could it mean that monies will be left on the table? Perhaps. But sometimes you got to take a listen. Like my grandfather used to say, in order to keep your head above water, if you tread in water, sometimes you got to go underneath the water in order to stay above the water. I think this is a laudable undertaking. I think this is a worthwhile boycott. I just wonder, do we have the temerity to do this? Now, y'all know my boycott and block game is strong. I'm here for all of it. Can we do that as a community? We need this, because guess what? If we think this is hard, life is about to get exponentially harder for us as black people if we don't take drastic measures like this. Life is about to get drastically worse for black people if we do not take measures like this. We have to take drastic measures because it's drastic times. What we don't want to do is let it get so far out of our control that it's almost impossible to even bring it back in, reel it back in. Yeah, we can get your mama out the projects, or we can get your people, we can get you NIL deals and all kinds. They're gonna dangle all types of monies and believe that we will bow to their whims on because of that. I'm gonna follow this, y'all, and bring you more information and updates on this as I can, because I really, really, really would love to see us do this. In our last sugar spiky story, well, for you Waffle House lovers, there's Waffle House employees have organized a protest in downtown Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Now they say it's a protest. This happened outside of the outside of the Andrew Young International Boulevard location. I don't know where that's at, because I don't eat that slop down to the Waffle House. The way my palate is set up, I don't eat that shit. I eat that slop they be selling down there. Anyway, these employees partnered with the United Southern Service Workers Union And the staff highlighted ongoing issues with low wages, safety vulnerabilities, and unfair payroll practices. Now, I agree with the safety vulnerabilities because them bitches always fighting and carrying on in the goddamn Waffle House and shit. I'm just saying. Y'all know they ain't paying them people a goddamn enough. Now, the one of the employees, I should say, spoke out, and he emphasized that late night intoxicated patrons create a highly volatile environment, leaving many female employees feeling unsafe while they're working. They're demanding around-the-clock security guards. They're calling for a baseline wage of $25 an hour and the elimination of mandatory deductions that force employees to pay for shift meals. They also had a problem with the tipping policies. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Listen, I don't go down to the Waffle House and eat that slop. I'm just telling you. I mean, y'all got to look out. Maybe I don't know. I think it is, but I don't know the info. I don't be around those spots. Okay, I rarely go down there into Atlanta proper. I don't slum it up with the people down there. Okay, I stay up here on the north end. Okay, we don't travel that far down. Now it's like 2 Waffle Houses down the street from me. I'm not lying, but I'm just saying. Yeah, give the people what they want. They working hard down there. Just saying, got to give the people, got to give them what they want. I stand in solidarity with the Waffle House employees. Let's be clear. I stand in solidarity with them. It's time for our video breakdowns as we exit our sugar spike segment. We have several of them for you today. Let's see what's in store for us, shall we? Here's our first video breakdown.
True. They say your mother is an immortal goddess. They say you can't be killed.
Wouldn't be bothering with a shield then, would I?
I think this is a genius idea right here. Because you know, it ain't even got to be your mama, but you know it's always somebody you watching a movie with, and you got to pause because they got 8,000 questions. Baby, just make the PowerPoint, have your questions and have the answers to their questions already up there. Let me watch that again. I might need to set that shit up because I got a couple aunties that's like that. Some of my aunties, baby, can we watch the movie? Let me see that again.
True. They say your mother is an immortal goddess. They say you can't be killed.
Wouldn't be bothering with a shield then, would I?
I love that. I love that idea. I love it. I love it. I'm just saying, Waffle House is the place to test your fighting skills, child. I don't think I ever been to a Huddle House Complex 613. I'm just saying. You say your mom would still ask questions. Child, you need this for your husband, lovely true red. Child. Ain't it a good idea? Child. Got a couple people I need it for. Here's our next video breakdown.
No, I'm gonna show you. That is a fupa, okay? The black underwear is doing her justice. I'm gonna try to hold this with one hand. This is a fupa, okay? Fupa.
That's a dick. That's a dick. No, better yet, that's a cock. What you're holding in your hand is a cock. That's a cock, ma'am.
I have no words. I have no commentary to add to that. I don't want to see it again. Nope. 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 No means no, and yes means no. We're not doing no. Ravine, we're not doing this. We are not watching that again. No, we're not. No, we're not. We will not. We will not. Y'all even had Janae with the Y coming out the bushes. We're not watching that shit again. No, we are not. I mean, just if you ain't see it the first time, here you go.
No, I'm gonna show you. That is a fupa, okay? The black underwear is doing her justice. I'm gonna try to hold this with one hand. This is a fupa, okay? Fupa.
That's a dick. That's a dick. No, better yet, that's a cock. What you're holding in your hand is a cock. That's a cock, ma'am.
I don't know how this shit makes its way into my fucking algorithm, okay? How does this make it into my algorithm? How? How? Who thought that this was something I wanted to see in my algorithm? I ain't got nothing to do with it, Ravine, okay? Ravine, don't try to blame me for shit. I ain't got nothing to do with it, okay? Lord. Not them as balls, you know what? I don't know why she did it, Cyber. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't have nothing, not a knapsack. Baby, I don't even know if the surgery can help, huh? I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't like this. What makes you think I like this kind of shit? Lord. Here's our next video breakdown.
All right, now, when I first saw this damn picture, I was like, what kind of NFL combine football training is this? What kind of, is he trying to play for the damn eggplant destroyers or something? What kind of shit? Then I did some research, and he actually was running a marathon, and it started raining, and yeah, all that, and has stamina. He finna hurt some of y'all. And for the ones talking about his wee-wee ain't big, good for you, you damn train station. Bye.
Oh. Was he saying something? I didn't hear what he was saying. I didn't hear what he was saying. I don't know if he said anything. I don't know if he said anything. Did the man say something? I don't know. I was at wait, what? Let me play that again. I gotta play that again just to make sure the man had something to say. Hold on.
All right, now, when I first saw this damn picture, I was like, what kind of NFL combine football training is this? What kind of, is he trying to play for the damn eggplant destroyers or something? What kind of shit? Then I did some research, and he actually was running a marathon, and it started raining, and yeah, all that, and has stamina. He finna hurt some of y'all. And for the ones talking about his wee-wee ain't big, good for you, you damn train station. Bye.
Again, did he say something? I'm not clear. Did the man say something? What do you mean? I didn't ever hear nothing about it. Where was the train station at? I didn't even hear nothing about a train station. I'm just at train station. Where y'all get train stations from? I don't know. Here's our last video breakdown.
I was telling my girlfriend, I said, yeah, I got a little cousin. He just came out as gay. My girl said, well, I don't think that's right. Can a little boy be gay? And I'm like, I mean, he done bought like 6 purses. He's doing the damn thing. I don't know. She said, what if me and you had a gay son? I said, what? She said, what if we had a son and he was gay? And I told my girlfriend, if we had a son, he walked up to me and said, Daddy, I'm gay. I would look him right in his eyes and tell him, if you suck as good as your mama.
That's crazy.
You will make a great husband one day. Get that from his mama right there.
I thought that was quite a funny joke. That's how You make a great gay joke as a heterosexual man. See how that works? Nobody has to be castigated. Nobody has to feel bad. Nobody has to be picked on. Awesome comedy. See how that works? See how easy that is? Those are our video breakdowns for the day. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed them. I did. In more sports news, as we do a belly flop out of the Sugar Spike segment and deeper into the dossier, Terrell Owens finds himself in a pickle. Well, yeah. Apparently, he had some issues with his former longtime manager. Now he went public this weekend with some explosive accusations against one Miss Heather Messalam, his former longtime manager, claiming that she stole money from him and caused years of financial stress. He had receipts. He put out emails and stuff that where she listed all of his budget and stuff. And let me show y'all the picture in the email from the email. Hold your line. Hold on. Because there was an Instagram post. Okay. So this the Instagram post, right? Where you say that's his attorney. Manager, Heather Messalam. Child support $11.75. That bitch put me $1,500. Verizon for what the hell you paying Verizon that amount of money for? And I guess that's all his expenses and stuff. All that came up to $17,673.32, of which she was getting her $1,500. He had other receipts showing where she was saying that he approved stuff, and he was like, no, I ain't approved that. It goes on and on and on and stuff. I ain't got nothing to do with it, okay? You went with this white woman. Leave us out of it. Terrell. I'm not going to call you Terrell. See, that's what you get. You want to be called Terrell and hang with Heather and have Heather as your manager. Your mama named you Terrell. I'm going to call you Terrell. That's it. That's all. Not Terrell. Oh, go see Heather. She takes care of all of my expenses. Really? How's that working for you? How's that working for you, sir? We don't care. Really, Terrell, whatever you want to be called today, sir. We legitimately do not give a damn. Whoopi Goldberg said the following.
Save it for Oprah. This is a brand new day, ladies and gentlemen. A brand new day.
Baby, save it for Oprah. We don't give a damn. Sir, go with God.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
Now, yesterday we reported on this. The Clarissa Shields and Fields, whatever her name is. Shields. And Alicia Baumgartner, and the fact that Clarissa slapped the shit out that woman. Well, Alicia said, I might not have hit her back physically, but I had to slap that bitch in her pocket. Well, now Clarissa Shields has been banned from all events promoted by Most Valuable Promotions following her physical altercation with Alicia Baumgartner. Yeah. We watched it yesterday. MVP, that's most valuable promotions, put out a statement last night saying the following quote: "There is a time and place for fighter tension and banter, but to physically attack a fellow athlete while there as a guest inside a private VIP area is unacceptable. Effective immediately, Clarissa Shields is banned from all MVP events until further notice." End of quote. I mean, that's not the full statement. I could give you the full statement, but we ain't got that type of time. Now, they're saying that MVP is a huge promoter for women's boxing and things like that. And they're saying that this could be a significant blow and hit to Clarissa Shields and the money that she make. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't know. You need to keep your hands to yourself if you're not in the ring, ma'am. I don't know what to tell you. There's consequences to these things. You just can't go around slapping the shit out of people and think it ain't nothing gonna happen. Go ask Will Smith. You can't just go around slapping the shit out of people thinking ain't nothing gonna happen. Man, we have nothing for you, okay? Go with God.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
In keeping up with sports news, I guess it's all sports news today. Keeping up with more sports news. That's Rashay Rice, who's a wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, he going to jail. He was ordered to serve 30 days in jail today after testing positive for marijuana, which violated the terms of his probation. Now, if y'all remember, we reported over here a few years back, he had that big car crash where that person died over in Texas and all of that. Remember, we reported on that? Where he was driving in that car real fast, and at first he tried to put it off on a friend and said the friend was driving, and come to find out he was the one actually driving. The man lost his life or whatnot. We reported on all of this back then. And remember, he was sentenced to, he pleaded guilty to a third-degree felony, and was sentenced to 5 years of deferred probation and 30 days in jail as a condition of his probation. He served out that 30 days, and then now he has 5 years of probation. Well, you testing positive for marijuana, you stupid ass dick fuck, is going to land you back in jail. And you have now been taken into custody. I don't know what to tell you. You bitches are just dumb as fuck. Y'all bitches do some of the dumbest shit on earth. We don't, sir. We don't care. You see what I did there? The inform. You see what I did there? Sir, we don't care. If you want to be stupid as fuck, well, go to jail. Go to jail and go with God.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
In our last story of the day, you bitches be having a lot of fucking nerve. Now that right there is Fulio, the rapper that was murdered and gunned down over in Jacksonville and stuff. Remember? And if you recall, there was a conviction in that case. We reported on this just about a week or two ago, if y'all remember. I think it was last week we reported on this. Well, now one of the people convicted, one of the individuals convicted, that in the person of Mr. Sean Garthright, because remember, it was him and his brother and another dude and a young lady that were all convicted. Well, he's put out a GoFundMe. Yeah, the Garthright family launched a fundraiser via GoFundMe. Their goal is to reach $24,000. They want to know if y'all will go help them because they're trying to pay for lawyers' fees and stuff. And they're looking for y'all to help them raise $24,000 for a man convicted of hunting down this man and murdering him. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anybody need the website? I might be able to find the website if you anybody need the website to go contribute to the GoFundMe. Anybody going to go contribute to the GoFundMe? Anybody? Nobody? Not even a little bit? Oh well then. Oh well. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, sir. The people have spoken. They said they don't give a damn. Mr. Garthright, you murdered someone, and we don't care. We're not going to tell you to go with God. Stay in jail. Anyway, that was the dossier for today. We way over. I know Ravine is over there at Really Be snitching on me as we speak. Y'all know Ravine though do not be doing us no justice over here. Over here, she probably over there now. I will say that I will be live tonight at 9:30 for the Real Housewives panel. So if you have time, we'll be here at 9:50, not 9:30, 9:15. We'll be here 9:15. Me, Medusa, and Darren will be here at 9:15 to discuss Housewives of Atlanta. We have a lot to say. We got a lot to get off our chest tonight. Okay. Oh, you still here? Oh, okay. I know how you be, Ravine. And we still love you. Shay said, "Don't ask her for no money. She need money herself. She in need of funding too. Contribute to her GoFundMe." And that came from Shay. Anyway, we'll be back tonight at 9:15 to discuss all things. We'll do our review of the House Skanks of Atlanta. Y'all come back around here at 9:15 if you can for to watch me, Darren, and Medusa do our Thug Thizzle as we review this week's episode. As you can probably imagine, there's a lot to talk about. All right. Anyway, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. We about to get out of here. Send y'all over to Really Be. And we'll be on Twitch tomorrow. We'll be here at 9:15 tonight. Tomorrow on Twitch only. Don't forget, Wednesday is Twitch only. So catch us there tomorrow. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, I'll see some of y'all at 9:15 here. And I'll see others of you all tomorrow on Twitch at our regular time. That's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. I love y'all. I'll see you next time.